going to open the Australia population grid. So that's the TIFF file. And I'll also open the layer that is the shapefile of Australia. Okay, so we have two layers here. We have the coastline, right, and this shapefile, so a polygon, and we have the population grid, right, which ranges from 0 to 29,000 per pixel. Now, first of all, I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't interrupt me. I'm going to create a buffer around the shapefile. I do that using vector, geoprocessing tool, buffer. Distance is 100 kilometers, and I'm going to dissolve the result. Run. Takes a little moment. Okay, now I have a buffer, but the buffer is actually made up of a lot of segments. I'm going to aggregate it to simplify the geometry. I'm going to aggregate this buffer and turn this one off. I don't need it anymore. I'll remove it. So this is the aggregated, I'll give it a new name, aggregated shoreline buffer. Now, I also want, now the buffer is on both sides of the coastline, and I want it only on one side, so I'm going to polygonize the shapefile so that I have a polygon the shape of Australia. So find polygonize the Australia shapefile. Go. Okay, so now I have a polygon that is Australia, but of course, as always, I'm going to aggregate it to simplify that geometry. Okay, so I have an aggregated polygon of Australia. I'll call it Australia. Okay, so here are my two segments. I have a buffer and Australia, and what I want to do now is find the intersection between the two, so I get just the buffer that's on land. So now I have an intersection. I'm going to call it, so here's the intersection, just the pink bit. I'll give it a name, onshore buffer. Good. So I have everything here. I just need to, I can bring the population back. I just need to do zonal statistics, where I have, for example, if I want to know how many people live in the buffer, the onshore buffer, run. I can see on my onshore buffer in the attribute table, you can see the sum of the people is 22,883,000. Same for the Australian polygon, and you're done.